when we looked at them, we could see the progression of the kids, and it was just a beautiful thing we wanted to bring, but we couldn't get it all together. In the past year, we took a trip it was a spiritual growth trip to Leone Meadows. There's usually a prayer retreat, so we closed the church and everybody went up the mountain. It was a wonderful time. We visited Riverside Church. There was training by women's ministries. Some of the ladies in the church attended it. And those were the big outings. We have a baptismal class, about 5 candidates. We thought there was going to be a baptism here, and 2 were going to be part of it. It looks like we will have our baptism when we get back. So that is something we are grateful to God for, that we have people who want to join the church and give their life to Christ. One of the greatest missionary fields we have in the Bay Area is the young people, particularly young people coming from UC Berkeley to visit us. I don't know if you know our young elder, Governor. He has I wouldn't say knack. He does very well inviting students. So almost every week we have some students from somewhere visiting our church, and we think that it's one of the missionary fields we need to pay attention to. So you pray for us. We have lots of young people, and one sitting over here, a couple of high-tech people, Google and some other high-tech companies in the Bay Area. So it's sort of a unique opportunity we have. In terms of what we want to do this year, we want to have a health fair, the baptism, and we are hoping that the Northern California Conference will, where's Pastor Benjamin? They will be more attentive to us, so that the status of our group will progress, and one of these days we will become a full church. We will invite you all, and we will have a wonderful get-together. Thank you.
Appreciate to that, and we certainly appreciate the Bay Area. The Lord is blessing us all through them, and one of the original members of PaGAF, and we're really grateful for the work they are doing over there. I'm going to ask Elder Mensah from Riverside to also give us their report. Elder.
Maranatha, Maranatha, Maranatha. Indeed, Jesus is coming, and we must all be on fire for the return of Jesus. And if that is going to work, it means that we must work and do our part in our various churches. And I bring you greetings from the Riverside. By the grace of God, we are strong, alive, and doing very well. When Riverside is strong, PaGAF is stronger. What do you say? And so we are grateful to that. To God for that. Riverside, this year, God has been good to us. As you all know, since we became a company recognized by the conference, we are actively involved with the conference programs and actions that have been taken. For the first time, Southeastern California Conference is going to have a session, and Riverside is going to be represented there. And what do you say? Amen. As a matter of fact, Elder Hamilton represented us on the nominating committee to actually select the conference officers, for the next couple of years that they will be running. One of the good things that Riverside will be focusing on has to do with community service. In subsequent years, what we did was that occasionally we will go out to some parks. We will organize and get some food from the various food bank agencies, and then we'll go out and then we will have a health team. We will have our pastors and elders on the side, and then we will also, have our ladies cook, nice meals, and then we will spend the Sabbath at the park, just distributing, these food. Some are take home and then some can be eaten, right away. And we realized that there is a good opportunity for us to expand on that. And so liaising with the conference, now the conference has actually, given us a recognition, having to officially link us up with various agencies and food banks, so that we can actually, get whatever is needed to be able to share it, especially with our brothers and sisters, who are homeless. And that is something that we are looking forward to scale it up. It is very interesting to note that even though we are close to another church, the Sarah University, but the zip code in which we are located, we were told that there is so much of need there. That's one challenge we're trying to figure out how best, to get it right. We know that most of our brothers and sisters, Spanish speaking. The conference realized that most of the children from these communities have a lot of challenge when it comes to doing homework. They go to school, they get things done, but when they come home, it's a challenge getting the parents to help the kids with the homework, because most of the parents have a challenge as far as the English language is concerned. And so that's an area we want to see how best we must position ourselves. We are a Ghanaian church, but we are not there to serve Ghanaians. So what do you say? We want to find each and every opportunity that we can use to really reach out and then help the various communities in which we can offer some kind of help. One other good thing that has come out of this is that occasionally we do get people that are not Ghanaians. Some of them are not even Seventh-day Adventists. But our brothers and sisters in the health field, they just tell a colleague at work, and on days when we go out to do some of these community services, we are getting volunteers that come to spend the Sabbath with us. And what do you say? Probably we are inviting them to come to our church. They may not come, but since they know that we are out there in the community, serving the community, they are happy and they are willing to come and join us. By the grace of God, our young people are coming up, and so they are the base for our baptismal class. Hopefully in the coming years we will be able to, graduate them and then do some baptisms. We do have some few challenges. I hope that the challenge that we are having is not, like the ones you are having. One of the main challenges, people are going to fight things that we have is, we are struggling with time management. The time we are coming to church and the time we are addressing. It is a big issue. However, the funny thing is that, the time we want to start our service, we are able to start, and when we start, we don't want to close. And so we are getting into the habit where, it's becoming, well, if we don't want to go, stay and enjoy the church. And sometimes, we are staying in the church until like 7 o'clock, before we are leaving, and people are comfortable with it. But we believe that, we need to put certain structures in place to make it much more better and much more effective, because that's something that we are working on. And so the Lord has been good to us. We believe that, okay, that's, a short there. As part of our community work, we have this, this van that there is a couple, who are joined with the church, and anytime we're going to go out in the field to go and work, they come with the van, they do all the health screening together with the health personnel that we have, in our midst, and it is very, very, very helpful. There is a real need in the community, and we believe that, especially for churches like ours, which have a tag, which have a name, Ghanaian associated, we need to go an extra mile in terms of stepping out of our comfort zones and making some real impacts in the communities in which we are living. And by the grace of God, we are doing that. Individual church members are really aspiring, they are doing so much well. There have been 2 wonderful awards that we picked up, in the course of the year. Our young people, for the first time, were engaged in the Bible Bowl that was organized by the conference. and we had a very short time to prepare. By the grace of God, we came out second. And what do you say? Amen. And the kind of noise we made, we really made the conference realize that, in fact, we are there. And we will not just keep quiet. We have one of our elders of our peer watching picking up a very, very important award. What's the name of that award? It's Daisy. Those of you in the nursing field, I understand that that is a very, very, very important. I mean, where our brother is working, and of all the nurses there, you know, for him to be recognized as the recipient of the Daisy Award, that is something very, very, very remarkable. What do you say to that? And our brother Kofian Tobano was also picked up at Sarah University as, you know, a rising star as far as the alumni is concerned for Sarah University. And what do you say? It has been a blessing. Individuals are pushing up, and the good thing is that they are not just doing it for their own good, but they are linking it up with the church, and it's making positive impacts, you know. And we pray that the Lord Himself will continue to help us, so that by next year, hopefully we will have gone much more better than what we've done now. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. And what do we say to Riverside? Amen. The problem you have, I know some congregations who like to have that problem. So when you try to trim it, don't trim too deep. Cut the edges a little bit so that the problem of sticking around the church is certainly welcome at certain places. So we thank the Lord for His blessings at Riverside. And we'll go on and ask L.A. to give us a report. Elder Abraham Wati will do that for us. And LA and Riverside work together very well, but they have their own thing going, so we'd like to hear about it.
Thank you. Happy Sabbath. Yeah, I said, LA, and I'm representing LA. Two elders are not here. Yeah, two elders are not here because of something happens, they couldn't come. So, in their standing in their behalf to give a report about LA. Okay, I think LA we started by maybe once a month, and then we move on to twice a month. And then to the point that we started ourselves every week, then we meet every week. Praise the Lord. And now, every week, when we meet, average, at least we can have like about 25 people present on every Saturday. Though we are very few, but all what we say is, Prokitwa, where the Unsro, because LA is a big city, the second largest city in the whole nation. And if we are meeting the only Adventist 25 people coming to church on every Saturday, which is not good. Yeah, because if you go to New York, they have several churches, so many of them, because the city is a big one. So that is what we're expecting LA to be. And we're still working on it. And our members, okay, we were trying to encourage people to bring their names to the mother church. And we've been doing this like maybe 3 or 4 years. And everybody's kind of pushing it off. By the grace of God, this year, everybody has decided to bring their names to the mother church. What do you say to it? Yeah, and then we have members that need to be baptized, and then some of them doesn't even know what their memberships are. So we told them, okay, we can accept you by what? Professional faith. So we are working on those ones also. And some names haven't come yet, but we're still working on that. And every week we have some members, new ones that are coming to visit us. Recently we had like 2 or 3 elderly people that comes there every week. Even yesterday I had to call them and say, oh, do you know that we are not going to meet them today, this Sabbath? He said, oh no, we don't know. We are getting ready to come. I said, no, don't come this week. Come the following week. Yeah, we'll be there. Yeah, so that is what God is doing for us over there also. And these are our plans that we are trying to do. We're trying to organize some kind of a picnic and then invite the LA community, Ghanaian communities over there to join us on the picnic. And then we made some postcards that we put it in every Ghanaian stores, African stores. And some places, then we share it to the members. Wherever you meet anybody, give it to the person and tell them that we are here. And then we also do some visitations. We, I think once a year, we have organized some program with the Mother Church, whereby we go to the community, we go to the nursing homes, we go to the shops around and share the flyers to them also. And then sometimes every school come back. We have a backpack full of materials with the Mother Church. So we do that and then we give it to the community over there. And also, we try to organize like a music festival over there, music, so that we can organize and invite all the gurus, the music gurus and stuff. Yeah. From Riverside, from Bay Area, even Denver, if you guys can come. We would like to have you there. Yeah, so we're gonna plan on that one. And we also try to carry people, wherever you are, among the PaGAF members. It doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter which state you are. If you know anybody that lives in LA, that you know long time ago, and there's no way you can trace them, please call us and let us have their numbers so we can contact them, so we can bring them to the church. And that is another way we can increase the membership or the number of people that are coming to the church over there. And we have a problem, as every church has a problem. The problem that are facing us is we don't have anybody that play the piano for us. Yeah, so what we do is we buy something from Amazon and then we play with a Bluetooth. And then that gives us a team and stuff so we can sing. And then we don't have anybody that knows a little bit about music. So we try to see how we can get those people, those experts in music. Okay, I'm not a good I can't sing, but I try. Yeah, every week you see me starting the music. But it doesn't start well, but what can we do? We start something. That's right. Yeah, so we'll be very happy if we can have those kind of people coming here to visit us so they can teach us some of the songs. And another thing is we would like to have PaGAF executives, come there to visit us. Yeah, more often. So we can also feel happy and then have more energy to continue the gospel. So this is the report that I can give about LA. Then we ask all of you to pray for us so we can be united in love and continue the gospel. Amen.
Thank you very much, Elder Abraham. Certainly we'll be praying with you and praying for you. And LA is an important city for the Pacific region where we are, so we certainly have to double our efforts there to help them grow and become stronger and make us all strong. All right, so we'll go on, and I'm going to ask Elder Owusu Domi to give us a short report, nothing detailed, but just a short report as to what is going on in Phoenix, some of the positive things that they are doing, and also some of the challenges for us. So we'll appreciate him coming forward. He's an elder that I know I can pull him and he can put it together for us. So, please come forward for us.
Yes, so I'm here to give a report on the Phoenix Church, your host. We continue to do well. We have some of the issues that go on in all the various churches. If you don't have issues, you wouldn't be a Ghanaian Seventh-day Adventist church in North America. But God is good. We're working through them, and the Lord has been good. He continues to bless us. We've expanded our field a little bit. We have, especially the women's department, they're doing a terrific job. We've been sending clothing and school items and a host of other things to kids and poor people in Ghanaian villages. And when you send them and you get the feedback and all that, then you realize that we really have work to do. The kind of appreciation you see on their faces and the kind of need that you see in those communities. So we're working very hard there. We have had, I think, December last year, we had a contest. We went out into the community to give a free musical concert. So the community in Phoenix, the Ghanaian community, in fact the African community in Phoenix, they are very much aware of our presence and all the good things we are doing. We had another one. We had a joint service with Chandler Church, one of the sister churches, a few weeks ago, and thanks to the Chisa group, they came to lift us up. Amen. It was a very, very good effort that we made on that day, and we started the VOP lessons in the community, and we were actually going to graduate some of our students there on that day, but I think the timing and all that didn't permit that. So we have a lot of evangelical programs going on in terms of studying with non-Adventists, and then also working very hard to help communities in Ghana. This is our report. We need a lot of prayers to cement us together so we can do the work even better than we're doing now. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you very much, Elder. And certainly Phoenix is one of our key churches and congregations. We ask that the Lord will continue to bless them, to grow, and get even stronger for PaGAF and for the whole of North America. So now I'll call on Elder Berkel from Denver to say a few words and describe to us what is going on. We've already seen a bit of it, and we are glad for what we see. But now, we're going to hear it from the horse's own mouth. So that's the way it goes. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. We thank God for yet another year. We are Lifehouse Ghanaian Adventist Church. There are 3 churches who have bonded ourselves together. We have Lifehouse International Church, which is Indonesians. And then the other church is Lifehouse Thornton, which is also the blend of the white, Spanish, and blacks. So we have diversity of people in our community. What do you say to this? Amen. Our membership now stands at, for baptized members, we are 40. And we have our children who are 15. Actually, last year we were able to baptize 10 members. And unfortunately, 2 of our dynamic members were also transferred out of the church. But we are still moving. Amen. We have a joy that right now we have a pastor who is a Spanish a Spanish pastor who actually oversees all these 3 churches. So when it comes to evangelism, we don't segregate. We just go ahead, whether Spanish, whether white, whether blacks. Because we know our pastor is Spanish, so he can also talk to those Spanish and then the white too. So we don't have a problem with that. The only problem that we have is how to actually evangelize to these people. Because of that, every quarter we have fellowship with these 3 churches, and it's actually bearing fruits. Sometimes we actually invite some renowned evangelists to come and then also talk to us. So this is bearing fruits. We saw that our youth are springing up, and you know the tendency for youth to go wayward. So we sat down and thought about it, that we have to engage them in church activities. And preferably, we saw that they were interested in the music ministration. So actually, we also pushed them to go into that direction. So as you see, it's bearing fruit. Aside that, we have one of our youth who actually got an award from the whole of America concerning the Women's International Day of the Women. What happened was that they put something online for everybody to write about women. And that lady was the first person who got the award because he wrote excellently about how women, African women especially, behave in the community. And she got an award, which was presented by the governor of Colorado. Which we know our main concern is to how to evangelize. So we have now gotten a pastor. Previously we were not having a pastor. And one important news is that our group has now attained the status of a company. Amen. And the conference, we collaborate with the conference in every way so as to enhance our dealings or as far as evangelism is concerned. We always buy books from the ABC and distribute to people. Because of the way Colorado is, you can't even evangelize anyhow.
So for the start, this is what we've been doing. And one of our challenges is that we're supposed to have met or congregate at least twice in a week, but we don't have the place of worship that we rent we are only authorized to worship once in a week, which is on the Sabbath. So we are praying that we have enough room so as to be able to evangelize or to congregate ourselves into training and evangelism. So at this time, I will invite, because rather like the other congregation here, we are far from this place. And we would like PaGAF executives and elders, whenever we invite you to come and also share your experiences with us, I think you're going to do this for us. Thank you very much.
Amen. Amen. And I can tell you that, Elder Berkeley, we are really excited about you. And we'll certainly pray for you and keep you in mind and give you every support that we could give.
Amen.
So please continue the good work, and the Lord will bless you for it even more. So thank you very much for what you're doing for the Lord. And I'm going to ask Pastor Kuma to give us a report for Dallas. Is Pastor here? Oh, okay. So let me... Oh, Dr. Ekwaudu. Oh, okay. I got Pastor. Okay.
And I'm not Pastor Kuma, but he just got up and said, standing for me. As you all know, Dallas Church has gone through some challenges the past few years. You all heard about the big split that happened in the church, where brothers and sisters became greatest enemies you could ever see. To get up on Sabbath morning to go to church was an agony. Those of us who left through will give you one advice as elders. If any of such problems is emerging in your churches, do everything you can by God's grace to prevent it. Split in the churches is not the best thing for us to experience. And yesterday, Dr. Afojo did mention something profound. God wants unity. It doesn't matter how right you think you are. You're working against God's plan by causing disunity within the church. Let this be our goal, and let every single elder in this room fight against this with every energy that God can give you. But thank God, through our difficult times, God sent us Pastor Kuma as our pastor. God has worked through him to bring peace in that church. And it is, again, enjoyable to walk into the church. He is a man of God. And we thank God for bringing him to us. And he is also a great asset for PaGAF, a very strong supporter of PaGAF movement. You see that there are not too many members from Dallas attended this year's camp meeting. Last year, the NAXTA sent a delegation to our church. It says, from now on, you don't go to any NAXTA camp meeting, go to PaGAF. And last year, we brought all our wives and children to a camp meeting. 4 months ago, they came back and says, you're not going to PaGAF camp meeting this year. You've been assigned to go to Ohio. and only 4 of us are here. But still, it's our prayer that next year, this time, in fact, the reason they gave is that the leadership are negotiating for where to send us or certain group of churches within this geographical area. It's our prayer that next year, this time, all of us will be united under one roof. Amen. And pray for your leaders that God can give them the vision to make this a success. When Pastor John came to our church, it's less than a year ago, his first goal is what kind of third generation Seventh-day Adventists are your children going to be? You cannot raise a whole bunch of children on Children's Story Hour, 15 minutes a day. So first thing he did is to organize the youth church. And he made sure that he himself will run that as well as the great church. And today Dallas will have a very effective youth church. Also, we're going to conduct a youth evangelism. Pastor Kim, Chumasi, and the others, the high power speakers, have all been invited to come to Dallas, combine our church with the various black churches and Jamaican churches there to improve the youth activities. He's very deeply concerned about the future of our children, how they will take over the churches that we have started. And we've been very grateful. He's also very interested in youth education. He invited Dr. Okra to our church, and it was a very exciting moment. He's going to invite him again to come and spend a longer time there. And different West Indian churches and Kenyan churches and Nigerian churches have been invited to come and join hands with us. We need to prepare or leave the church in the hands of capable young men. Thank God for the vision that Pastor got. He's a pastor who believes in evangelism and total involvement in the church. When we start making noise, he packs us all up, let's go to homeless shelter and distribute help instead of sitting here to fight. It's my prayer again that next year by this time, by God's grace, all of us will be working in the one roof. Thank you.
We thank the Lord for what is going on, and as our elder mentioned, there are some challenges, but we know that the Lord is stronger than anything. So we have every hope that we'll work through that successfully. And they certainly have our prayers, and we love them, and we're looking forward to doing everything together like we've always been doing. I'm going to see whether Elder Antwi or Elder Edu are here for Houston. So we'll appreciate a report from them and share with us what is going on and how the Lord is helping them. And if there are any challenges, we want to know about it so we can be of support. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here to represent Houston, a diverse city which is growing fast, even growing faster than any city in the state. So our church is planted in a place where we have a job to do, and I think we are up to the challenge as a church. Under the good leadership of Elder Daniel Fordro, we are doing things. I've listened to the reports given, and I think if I'm not afraid, I can say we are a little bit ahead of most of them. Yeah, because of what we're hearing. Yeah, because the city is so diverse, we've strategized in such a way that we reach the whole city. We have plans with things we're doing to reach the Ghanaian community. We have plans to reach the whole city, and we have plans to reach our community where our church is situated. And we are doing that. And I think I'll expand on that for you to know. So far, what we're doing, so far we are operating at our status as a company. We are waiting anytime soon to be, to be upgraded to be a church. We've applied for it, and I think we've waited so long. We are even getting tired with the conference, and something that we're waiting for. And we hope that very soon we'll get it before the end of the year. So far, in order to reach the whole city, we have a program where we go to nursing homes. We have a nursing home we drive to once every month for, say, an hour and a half to the place from our church. And I think the way the people are liking it, it looks like, hey, we are doing something. They are even calling us to come if we can, to make it more than once a month. But we try to stick to that so that we can continue and do the good work that we're doing. So that is one plan, that place is far from where our church is. And so we're trying to reach out to the whole community. From there we can expand to other places. Because there are some other nursing homes who are trying to get to us. And we see what we can do if you can expand on that. And to reach the neighborhood where we are, I think we haven't been able to do much, but we've done it once. Going out into the neighborhood, giving out tracts, giving out books, and then letting them know that we are here as a church. We are not concerned whether you're a Ghanaian or not. Just the community, just giving the word of God to people out there, for them to know that we are here serving God. And as a result, we've tried. I think it's in the plan to go the second time, just to let the people know that we are here again. And that's one thing we're doing, reaching the community through our visits to the nursing homes, reaching the people near us, our church, by giving them tracts and announcing to them that we are here. Our Ghanaian community is growing in the city of Houston. It used to be Nigerians were the majority of the Africans in there. But I think we are more than Nigerians. We are more than them now, because more people are moving into Houston. From New York, from Ohio, from all around the US. More people are coming in. And I think one thing we're doing to let our Ghanaian community know that we are there is we visit them at funerals. We don't wait for an Adventist to die before we go there. Anytime we hear that a Ghanaian has lost a loved one, whether here in the US or in Africa, we try to go there, we sing to them, we sing with them, we sympathize with them, and we do everything we can with them. And even when the funeral, those who are ready for funeral or something like that, we go there and we just contribute something, just for them to help them out. Nothing. So I think in that sense, the Ghanaian community know that Houston, Seventh-day Adventists in Houston are there. And we're doing everything possible, not only funerals. We visit some people who are sick. We have one person who is not in the nursing home, he's in the house. He's kind of not doing anything as I don't know what the word to use, but we try to visit them one at a time, just to let them know that we are there to help. And if there's anything we can do to help them, we are there. So I think we are making ourselves known in Houston. We're going around and doing things and letting people know that we are there. The Ghanaian community, I'll assure you, know that we are there. And the songs we sing, it's even bringing some people, I don't know what to say. They tell you, oh, we know when you are here, we know you're going to sing for us. Because we are singing Seventh-day Adventist songs. And they are enjoying it. And we want to continue to do that so that, others will come to know us. One thing though, to tell you one thing, there was one time we went to a funeral. And to my surprise, we had about what? After we sang some songs and everything, I tell you, all those people in that funeral home, that place, if I'm not afraid, I can say 90% of them told us they were Adventists back home. But 90% or more, I'm not kidding. But I think that told us that, hey, we have a job to do in Houston. And people, we are still trying to reach them individually, trying to reach them as a family, trying to do all we can. And I think the ball is rolling. We're doing the work. I can say that. And I know very soon the Holy Spirit will bless us and the work will continue to go on. So far, We have the year, so for the first part of the year, we've had a joint service with Ebenezer Church. That's one of our sister churches in Dallas. They joined us in Houston, and we all worshiped together, we fellowship together, we did everything together. It was so enjoyable and it was so good that I think something we plan doing more and more, because it's very helpful for us, the members, and also for visitors who come to see us. We have some of our members. Let's say a couple of our members, they work in Huntsville. Huntsville is about, say, 100 miles from Houston. So every now and then we try to reach them. So sometimes they come to us, they come to church, but not so often. So what we do is we try to, once a year, organize a church in Huntsville. We all travel from Houston and go to Huntsville. I think we did not so long ago, but we have one more plan for the rest of the year, that we will travel to Huntsville, worship with our brothers and sisters over there, and to let them know that we are there for them. Because most of them, that's where their work is. They cannot live in Houston and go to Huntsville every day. So we have to travel down there and then help them with their service. I think not long ago, about a month ago, one of our members had a baby. One of our members in Huntsville. So in the afternoon after service, we all, traveled to Huntsville and wished her well, the family well, and the new baby. Welcome the new baby. So it's something that makes people, feel, hey, we are here. That's what we are here for, and I think we are doing the job. We are great. Our church attendance actually is about, say, 40 a week. That's we average about 40, people a week. That's something we're trying to see if we can improve it. And with the help of other leaders, with the Tete, MP, and all of those, we try to do Friends Days and all those things, just to invite the community, for them to come closer and to be with us, to mingle with us, to fellowship with us, and to do things so that they will know that we are there. And once, who knows, we may through that invite or get somebody to be a member of our church. Our church day Sabbaths, every Sabbath after service, we announce for birthdays, if there's a birthday and our children love it, even some of our adults love it so much. We announce birthdays, and then if anybody has a birthday, we sing songs for them. And then if there's a spouse, we let the spouse sing to the wife, to the other one. So it's something we are enjoying. And I think something that is encouraging for the members, for us to do. So far, for the year, I think we've had one baptism. It was late last year. And I think we had to go to our international church. Mother church, since we are operating as a company, to do the baptism. We do mingle with our other churches too in Houston. I think there's one church where I used to attend, New Life Church. They had an international day, they invited us. So we went there in the afternoon and our choir sang. And I tell you what, if they hear us sing, everybody is beginning to love our songs and to love us as a church. So pray with us and pray for us, so that what we are doing, we can continue to do it for the work of God to go on. We are also trying to, I think with the concept, we went to our international church too. One thing we are doing too, I don't know whether we're doing it right or not, but we're doing the right thing. Because we see that our mother church, they are not doing enough for us. I mean, for the whole year, so far for the year, I don't think I've seen anybody from our mother church coming to visit us. So we do, most of the things, we do it on our own. And I think God is helping us. Something like our last supper, I think we've done it twice for the year. We do it every quarter. And I think with the leadership and everybody helping, we do it. And I think God blesses us and we continue to do it. We're doing so many things. So far, what we have, we've planned, we're trying to go to the prisons. Till something stopped us, but we are still working on it. That very soon, I know, but at the end of the year, we're going to go into the prisons. We've reached the advanced stage of visiting our prisons, one of our prisons in Houston. And we've worked it out, and I think we're going to do it very soon. We have our health service, screening service for our Ghanaian community coming up in October, I think on October 27th. And they say I should throw it to our doctors, our nurses, and our health workers. If you can come October the 27th, come join us and let's reach our Ghanaian community in Houston. The Houston community is growing, the Ghanaian community in Houston is growing and growing. And I think we need all our efforts to make sure we can bring them into the fold and into the church. And as a church, for us to fellowship together, we've planned for a visit to one of our lake places, Lake Whitney, for a revival, and for us to fellowship with each other and for the families to come together and to let things move together as a church. That's one thing we are planning by the end of the year. And I think so far, that's what Houston is doing. And I think I assure you, we're doing the work. So we need your prayers.
Amen. Amen. It is lovely to see what God has done for the confidence of Houston. Amen. And they've set a standard for us. We pray that they will even go above their own standard and also encourage each one of us to reach that. So we're really grateful to God for what He's doing. And Elder, we thank you very much for your report. Salt Lake City did not come here to give us a report. But I would like Sister Gladys, or if Dr. Agepoku is there, to share a little bit with us what they feel about us and what is going on in Salt Lake City. Nothing official. I just want them to talk to us. So no official constraints or anything like that. I just want them to share. We love them so much, and what they did for us is lovely. We would like them to come more and share all these things with us, but I just want them to just talk to us. So Doc, please come and talk to us. You can say anything you want and tell us about what is going on there. If you want, you know, any thought, any, you are free to just talk. Doc, anything you want to talk about, all right?
So we are in Salt Lake City, Utah. We moved there from New York City almost 25 years ago. So we were in New York when we started first Ghana. So I had a taste of what goes into the creation of Ghanaian churches and things that are peculiar to us. So we've been there with my family, and there are some other Ghanaians. Right now, we worship at the same church, a Central SDA church in downtown Salt Lake City, for over 20 years now. My family, and then we have another Ghanaian family. In fact, there are 3 Ghanaian families in the church. So with our children, we will number about 10 to 12. There are some other Ghanaian students in town who worship with us. So we do meet from time to time in the afternoon and have Bible study and fellowship. And then Sabbath afternoon to have a meal and talk about the progress of the church in Ghana, and also to build us up, strengthen one another. Because it's not easy. For those of you who are familiar with teachings of the Mormon Church, it's just a strange religion, and the whole state is controlled by the Mormons. So there are some Ghanaians, non-Adventists in the state of Utah. But there are more non-Adventist Ghanaians in Utah than us. Most of them came to Utah because through the Mormon Church. So some of them we work with, some of them we have the opportunity to talk and share scriptures with them from time to time, but it's very difficult to get them to step aside the Mormon Church to come and join us, because the way the church is structured, if you come to Utah and you are willing to join the church, they will help you to stand on your feet. They will look for a place of residence for you. They will furnish your apartment. They will get you a job. But then if you decide to leave the church, they will cut you off at the knees. And then you are not even going to have your job. So these Ghanaians who came in through the influence of the Mormon church, they know that is not the truth. They don't have the truth. To me, it's a demonic worship. But because of the material things that they've been attracted to, it's very difficult to get into straight sides and come to our side. But we are praying that the Lord somehow will do his own work and remove the scales that have sort of blinded them, that one day they'll see the truth and come to join us. So continue to pray for us that you grow spiritually and also in number. And if we get a bigger group, maybe God willing, one day you will start our own group over there and see how the Lord will lead us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and you certainly have our prayers, and we pray for you. And just know that you have a big fellowship here, and the Lord is also with you. So thank you for that report, and we're hoping the executive will continue to use them to bless us here. Their talent is certainly needed, and that's what we're hoping to use. I wasn't sure whether Anochi is here. Is he here for Seattle? Or Brandy Mako? Oh, is that out again? All right. So let me go on and share a few things with you, and then when he comes, we'll give him the chance to also speak to us. I want to say that it has certainly been a great opportunity and an honor for us to serve you as the executive, and we are also very happy that the Lord has chosen the right people, good people, to lead PaGAF for the next 2 years. Certainly the experience is there. Certainly the love for God's work is there, and we know that the Lord will support what will go on here. So we're really grateful for that. But I wanted to also share with you some of the things that you're concerned about. Certainly, I know it's on your mind regarding unity with NASDAQ, and I just want to remind you that for the first time, we are using one theme, which has never happened before. We're using one theme for everybody, including all the different zones in North America. So that is progress in a way. But I also wanted you to know that one thing, there is no discussion, there is no discord regarding the fact that we all recognize ourselves as part of NASDAQ. But certainly, as we shared with you the other day, there is the need for one constitution for all of us. And at your direction, the process of putting that constitution together has started. In fact, we have our next meeting coming this Monday for the 12-man committee to continue the work. So that is ongoing, but that's not to say that everything is solved. So we certainly need your prayers. And but I can tell you that, as your leader, I'm very proud of you. And I'm not alone in being proud of you as PaGAF. I can also tell you that other zones are proud of you. And that gives me a lot of hope that no matter what comes, what we have started here at PaGAF is here to stay. And I have no doubt about that. I have every confidence that by God's grace, what you are doing here is an example. And others will see it and follow. As an organization, we certainly have to make adjustments as we write the new constitution, and that will happen. But there are also certain key areas that we need to maintain, and that will also happen by God's grace. Amen. So don't lose hope because things are slow. Have no fear that we are going to destroy what you have. That is not going to happen by God's grace. Amen. All I ask for you is to be patient for God to do his work. Nobody is going to sell out what you have that is so wonderful. That is a blessing from God. Nobody is going to destroy it. I'm ready to write my memoirs. I'm leaving. But I have every confidence in those who are coming that they will continue their good work. So don't fear anything. PaGAF is here to stay. PaGAF is here to cooperate and help other people do what we are doing. We have young people that we are proud of. Look at them. We have young people we are proud of. And we want to help them. So let me share with you that we have an educational program here. You saw a little bit of it. And mentoring, you saw me give an award to Dr. Okra for what he's doing in terms of monitoring and teaching people to get good scores on the SAT and all that so they can get universities of their choice. And the success is great by God's grace. Amen. So that will continue. And that program is available to every congregation in this region. And it's our prayer that we'll take advantage of it. And let us also pray for Dr. Okra and everybody involved in that program to have the time. The knowledge and skill is there, but to have the time and the patience, and for the Lord to bless this program to go forward. I want to say a few words. I'm going to ask Elder Akwaku to share a few things, to lead a discussion sometime about location and all that. But as you know, we've been coming to Flagstaff for a while, and we've had, today we're going to leave it open for you to share with us what you think, what you feel we should do, and then leave it for the next executive to effect it. So we'll open up the discussion, whether you want us to keep coming here, or whether you want us to do a combination, or rotate and all that, so that you can see other cities. We'll certainly leave it, and I will ask Elder Akwaku to lead us, or first of all say a few words, and then lead us in discussion of that. I'm going to ask, is Seattle ready to share anything with us? All right. Okay, not yet here. And Elder Marcus said a few things about evangelism. And like we said, we are not just about New Mexico. Oh, New Mexico. Well, okay. I'll ask him to say a few words. Yes. I don't think he's here. I didn't see him. Oh, you are hiding. All right. Okay. And so I'm going to ask Elder Marco to share with us a few words regarding plans for evangelism. And but before I do that, let me ask our brother to share a few things with us as to what is going on. I know it is his family and others in New Mexico, so please share with us all these. Let us hear from them also. Thank you.
Happy Sabbath. We are glad to be here. In fact, I'm here because, especially my kids, wanted to be here. The reason is that we were in Ghana for a month. We went there end of May and came back end of June. And whilst we were there, especially my daughter kept asking, Daddy, are we going to go for PaGAF? And those of you who know her, she's very persistent with what she wants. And I said, I don't know. Even though I knew I was coming, but sometimes to get her off my back. And she said, if you're not able to go, since you're taking so much time out of work, could you take us to Phoenix so that Uncle Peter will take us to PaGAF? So at that point I said, if I have time to take you to Phoenix for him to take you to PaGAF, then I should have time to be at PaGAF. So I told her, if I'm able to do that, then I should be able to go. And before I left to go to Ghana, I asked my boss for a month, which he granted, and most people are surprised why he did what he did for me. Because of what I do also for him. Amen. And before I left, my partner pharmacist wanted to go to India in July for vacation. So they asked me to give them times that I need coverage for my store. And being the manager, I decided to include my 2 days. I needed just 2 days to be here because I work Sunday through Wednesday, so I can take Thursday through Saturday. My boss knows I don't work on Saturday. And he always makes sure somebody covers for me. So by grace of God, I was able to come. Amen. In fact, my coworker was supposed to have returned tonight and start work tomorrow. And he had sent me an email whilst I was here that his visa was renewed, but he hasn't received his passport yet. He doesn't know when. It had happened to me before in 2012. I had to spend 6 weeks in Ghana instead of 2. By the grace of God, last year I got my green card. So I don't have to go through that anymore. With the work of God that we're doing in New Mexico, those of you that know, I'm in a small town in New Mexico called Roswell. When I went there, I met one Ghanaian. I called him a couple of times, but after a few times when I called him, he never responded. He wasn't an Adventist. Recently, a Ghanaian moved there who is also a pharmacist. He was working for Walmart, and I worked for Albertsons. But something miraculously happened. He ended up now working with me. He has his family there. I've invited him a few times to a program. Our youth had a week of prayer about 3 months ago, and my son Solomon was one of the people that were presenting. In fact, he had to present 2 nights, or one person couldn't make it. And then on the Sabbath, we asked our youth to do the sermon, and he was one of those. And I invited my coworker to come, and he came and he was very much impressed with what someone did. Amen. In fact, he told me I wasn't expecting that he would have that confidence to do what he did. And then he told me he has a son in Ghana who is an Adventist. Wow. And he was working on his paperwork for him to join him in Roswell. And just last Monday, he had to work with me, and he came in and he said, after a long wait, they called him and said his son has to come to the embassy for his passport. And from experience, something happened to my cousin. In fact, he came to the United States, he passed away 2 years ago, most of you know. And I said, when he got his visa, he had only 10 days to be here, otherwise it was going to expire. So you better check the expiration date. He had a picture of it, he tried to show me the expiration, but it was cut off when they sent him the picture. He took a lunch break, came back, and he said, you know what? My son just called me and said his visa expires today, Saturday, the 28th. That was Monday, about 3 p.m. here, which was about 10 p.m. in Ghana. And at that point, he asked for excuse to see what he could do about it. So I said, let's all pray about this. So he managed to find him a ticket. And as I'm speaking now, he has just sent me a text that a boy arrived last night. Yeah. So at least now I have, I'm going to have one more Adventist in Roswell. And if God permits, I'll try to bring him to PaGAF the next time we meet. And in our church, Dr. Yeboah has been there a few times, so he knows Roswell. The folks there are older, and we are not that many, but since we've been there, I've been there about 6 years now. I still go to church almost every Sabbath. And they hate to see me not be in town. So, and we're all trying to do God's work. And we are much involved in the church. Solomon is in charge of their PA system right now. They tried to make him the head, but I said no because he's still young. And so they let somebody else do it, but mostly he takes care of everything. And I'm also an elder, one of the elders over there. So if you're praying, continue to pray for us so we can continue to have some impact on the lives of people that we work with. In fact, at work sometimes, even when I'm working, I end up singing some of our hymns. My coworkers sometimes think I'm crazy, but but then when they run into trouble, they come to me and ask me if I could pray for them. Amen. So this is what we're doing. We don't have many Ghanaians around. I live far off from Albuquerque. Some of you think I'm in Albuquerque now. Yeah, I live about 3 hours away. I have a mate that lives there, but she's not a Ghanaian. But she tells me there are a few Ghanaians there, but I've not been able to get in touch with most of them. But we'll see what God has for us. Maybe He'll give us some leadings so we can get in touch with some other people and get ourselves together. Maybe grow our numbers and see what we can do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elder Shambo. Oklahoma, is anybody here from Oklahoma? I thought they left. Yes, they left. Where's Gabriel? All right. And when he comes, we'll give him the chance because time is going. But we appreciate all the reports. And what I'm going to do now, so that we have quickly time for you to make suggestions and ask questions, I'm going to ask Elder Kwaku to say a few words about location.
Thank you very much, Doc. I have a question for you before I start what I'm doing. Is there anyone here who thinks he knows PaGAF history very well? I just want to see that person. Just raise your hand if you think, okay, opening it. Now, if you are able to answer all these questions for me, Dr. Fodio, next year, prepare something for a plaque. Okay, how old is PaGAF? No, please. The person who raises hand should answer that question. How old is PaGAF? Do you agree with him? Okay. All right. Okay. So you didn't get the first question right, so we'll move on to Mrs. Yeboah. How old is PaGAF? You see how old is PaGAF? 10 years, very good, okay. Okay, now, what was the theme for our first retreat? What was the theme for our first retreat? Yes? Okay, good. What was the theme for our second retreat? The same person? Yes. Who remembers that? Look at the first one. Faith of our fathers. Yeah. The second one?
Empowering the saints.
Empowering the saints. What about the third one? What was the third one? Oh, okay, nobody got the prize then. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, I mean, just to remind you that we've tried several methods. First of all, we started with Phoenix. We met there 3 times. And then there was a request, to move around a little bit so that we can hold it in different locations. We tried that, and wherever we went, we realized that majority of the people were being disenfranchised in terms of, because if you move the retreat to Dallas, then many people in California cannot attend. So then we came, the leadership sat down and decided to find a reasonable location, that is a midpoint. So we used GIS and some other things to locate this place. This is not the best location, but better than many places that you can think of. We've met here, this is the 3rd time that we are meeting here. Now the questions have started flowing again. Some people want us to move it to the city capitals where we have a big airport, which is easier to, to fly and not to make additional trip to this place. Okay, so we don't want to rush into making a hasty decision today, but we just want to sample some of your ideas. What do you think? Is it majority, decision to bring this discussion back, or just few people are agitating about the location? So we just want to give like 3 or 4 people a chance to tell us what they think. Because last year when we met here, the retreat fee was $195, a little bit reasonable, and then all of a sudden they shot it up to, they added $30 to it. We don't know what is going to happen in the next few years, but moving it around, is it the best idea, or do we want to maintain the middle location but not necessarily this area? So just let us know what you think, and then, Elder.
I think it depends on what Dallas. If Dallas is going to be coming here, then maybe we are going to find a middle ground.
We can you speak louder a little bit?
Because Dallas is a huge church. Houston, most of the time, they may have to fly. Because most times Houston, they fly because of where they are. So it won't matter too much with Houston if you are flying to an airport where you won't have to rent a car or something. So if Dallas continues to go to the north, then we may have to change from this area and find somewhere middle to the people who are here. So we don't have to stay here, especially here, because I'm thinking that this will be the last time. But it depends.
Okay. So I believe the new executive will note some of these, suggestions that people are bringing up, and then you can take it later on into further discussion, either at leadership retreat or in your own executive meeting. But we don't want to make any rash decision, because if you make any decision which hasn't taken all this into consideration, we pay dear for it. So we just want to make sure. Is there anybody who wants to say, Elder Edu?
The last time I come from my church, Houston, I've been coming here to Flagstaff, having a tournament. Financial.
Okay.
Because this year I will tell you that something is going on in Houston.
Okay.
Just a few members were able to come this year, all because of the money involved. Because we have to, through the good leadership of our elder Tete and Entry, they have to, every summer, pound of members, every summer, that, hey, this is the time for the retreat, this is where we go, this, but hey, it's not easy. Or because people think that we're paying too much for the plane ticket. And besides, we have to come here and pay more than 200 for accommodation. I think it's too much on us. And I think where we stand for is up for something like, if it's central, like Phoenix, we prefer staying in Phoenix than going outside. But if possible, we prefer that maybe rotate from one city to another each year. And I think that for 1 year, it gives you a chance to relax. Though we will do the sponsor or whatever, but we're not going to pay that much for doing ticket or anything. So I think we stand for Phoenix or going on. That's where I think we stand.
Okay. Good. Yeah, until now.
One year be brave, but who is safe in fact, and I was hoping that we would truly consider burial. We didn't think it was a big thing, but this year we paid over $400 each to come to Flagstaff. And the editor can also. The other thing I want us to consider, what kind of location do we want? Do we want the school, or do we want Samaya? And to say the school type is say that it's in Santa Clara, people like it. Hence, we like the environment. And we can target certain schools in some of those cities are yerking. Homes of the resort to be around Southern California, almost all the fun. We can look into some of those areas before we decide, say, a big city, a Kahana, who say, hotel setting, and when we have explored those areas, then we can come to a compromise. The rotation it was good because when we said, okay, next year the area, we don't have to buy a ticket. That's also another thing. So let's put all those things in different buckets and then visit them and see, say, what do we want? What do the people want? Then we can come to cost and also cost it and see where we're going.
Thank you very much. I don't think we'll be able to exhaust this discussion here, but we are just sampling ideas. Yeah, I'll tell Gladys. Oh, okay. First and then you. Okay.
Okay, Pacho, two things. Number one, the financial aspect. In fact, I don't know the main key amount for BA. Now, PaGAF, territory, then we need to be looking at what issues, what the other locations are. We will have to come to a compromise. Say, okay, say that here, financial issues in the here. Say, here, come hotel and say school. Nina is part of that.
Yeah.
So, and then I was here, what our geographical location is, what is more affordable to PaGAF.
Yeah.
And then what is feasible.
Yeah.
So, correct this aspect of financial and feasibility. other things can come into play, but it might hurt other groups. You need to say, it will never end. Jimmy can be suggested, says, executives, you know, and taking that up. No one decides to open for committee or whether you might not go why. The idea, they can say decided, and yet, Mr. Fosse warrior, a pay a Fosse warrior, then by Fosse Becca say warrior. When you make us say, okay, two of them. Take the forces and one pound.
I'm sorry, that is exactly what I said. Good. We just want to make people, give people a chance to say what they have in mind.
Okay.
And then the leadership will take it up. This is not the first time this issue has cropped up. We formed a committee, we worked on it, we came up with this center. Now it has become an issue again. So we want to go back to the drawing board and see what to do. So obviously I believe the new executive will do something about it.
But we think what will help the new executive for you to express from your experience what you feel and what you're thinking about. Then they can pick it up and do the process that you're suggesting. Certainly they will do it, but it will be helpful for them to hear from your experience and what you're thinking, and so that they can take it into consideration.
Okay. Let's take a couple, 3 hands. Sister Gladys, Samuel, and then Elder Amo, and then we'll wrap it up there, and then they will continue from there. Exactly. The cost.
A free this month, sorry, committee contribution. It's every month. They say, I'm sorry, no, I'm only $10. Month will move to $100. I'm sorry, no, you $50. You fraction, proportional fee. Bigger churches, better big, now smaller churches, will be so donating more, so I will wait to me. Near committee. Donations and the civil service income. Until they do committee time, they say a young war. See a young war had to be a Phoenix for no one to airfare. There's a fair or more flyer. It is a very hard to be or more flyer. You bet me, I can say, can I any one person will be 50% of airfare amount. To attract more people to come, because many buy said they are more support to students and that's something that is on my heart. My heart, I want to support that. So that would bring me here, but if I hadn't come, I wouldn't have known what was going on here. Energy committee donations every month. I saw the funding the Emirate Treasurer. Treasurer at the end of the year, you have $10,000. We can pay a portion of flights to encourage attendance.
Thank you very much. In fact, it's a PaGAF prior Wuska. We will do that. In Santa Clara, PaGAF paid almost $6,000 as a subsidy for attendees. And if we have money, PaGAF will definitely subsidize that. And Phoenix, for instance, even though we don't travel far, has been taking over the feeding of the group on Wednesday. And that is a huge, we can ask them to do more. But like we say, we need more discussion on this. Let me take the last 2 hands and then give it back to Dr. Clerk to conclude the meeting.
Okay, I just want to share information from Seattle. We were expecting more people, but the #1 complaint about coming to Flagstaff this year was about the cost. It wasn't about the location, it was about the cost. Obviously, the location here plays a factor into the cost, but if you factor in those who have families, those who have 2, 3, or even 4 kids, and if you calculate what they have to pay without the airfare just to stay here for those couple of days, it's a sizable amount, and not everybody can afford. So I totally agree with Ma Gladys in her assessment of contributing, but also I would also like us to, as stewards, maybe start the planning ahead of time, right? Say you back meeting. You don't wait till 2 months before you put money aside, right? It's a year-long process of planning to ensure that maybe that's something we also have to look at in terms of encouraging our members to do. And maybe the churches can facilitate that if maybe the treasurer, maybe a amount towards your camp meeting, irrespective of where we're going.
Thank you very much. Let me take the last suggestion, and then we can. You want to say something, Kofi? Yeah, when he's done. Let's quick.
There's also a thought about possibly having smaller PaGAF meetings for churches that are closer to each other. For example, we came from Riverside, and I think we have maybe 30 or 40 members who couldn't come. I'm sure it's the same as the Bay Area and Seattle. Possibly those of us in, say, Riverside, Bay Area, Seattle, we could have a mini PaGAF retreat.
But not the main one.
I'm coming to that. We tried it a couple of years back. We had one in Fresno where members came from the Bay Area and we joined them in Fresno. But if you look at the numbers, and the people who are not able to come are more than those who are able to come, we can have our mini camp meetings, and maybe 2 or 3, after 2 or 3 years, we have one major one. So it's an idea I'm just throwing into the public. That if it's possible, if we do the calculations, the analysis, and it works, perhaps we could also try that to see.
Well, I just wanted to say that, no matter what we do, this problem will always come. Because we started at the hotels, and what was the major complaint?
Food is not good.
It was expensive. Well, the food, but the food, for 5 days, don't forget about marriage. Because even here, when we started here, the cost was a little bit low. It wasn't 195 the first year. Last year went to 195. This year went to 230. Next year for sure. But the idea was that, you're supposed to more and one member. That is not the case. There could be a poor. It may start at a lower level, but it will keep up. 80 million of kind. Until something before the member be only a as to go back tomorrow. Next year. What is the amount of treasure? And that's all the member of treasure. Let's start putting something to the side. If you were a family of 5, you would remember I said it's maybe $1,000 when it's all said and done. But maybe we shall say 10 PVE. You are not looking for 1,000. Maybe 200 now, that's all you know. Open the shop. It's the person making it. Maybe let's say will be a step back, back to finish or whatever. It involves cost. And we don't control some of the costs. It's only a chance I am to talk about. Most members of this guy, I can't remember. And the discussions we be see,
Yes, I'm so sure that for you. Oh, okay. I did him.
Yeah, I'm said, I can't want my day to be strong. And I'm saying to me, into the agony, maybe I want to say it. Yeah, I mean, Miss Susan said, what are you going to say? Yes, I am behind this year. They am for half in your contact. Often said, yeah, as a before.
Yeah, open your phone, you need to have the wireless. Okay.
I was going to ask, do we have a stewardship department in PaGAF? Because some of these things can be dealt with appropriately with a stewardship leader or someone who can really work with the various churches and treasures to deal with these things.
That's how I'm going to financial committee. Stewardship. Okay. Yo, and very soon you bet you are not. You have your constitutions here. If you are right, to be the account one. That's okay.
My name is in Crawford, as a team, I'm not going to win one. I'm not going to say the youth no, at the camp. So they are also happy to be there. So they came in to the near Portia, a brown Mr. Mama, and Rantan and Mama. So say I'm so more happy we could do. Almost a day to this is a year to grab the car, almost a home.
Okay.
To them for almost a year.
And that's it. If we have just one Casata, Intino, woman, the family come up one Casata.
Imagine the same mistake. Mostly, yes, that's a habit. Is there a reason why you're bad? Yes, say me, I'm not like your own Christian. And I said, they ain't no Christian.
Fee, almost say for 3 years, no one to own fees. And you know, the committee decided a meeting and they decided to increase it $30. And the amount of the had a review of P. Brown at the level of Antilia, or crowd the Mocabebro. And that cannot be a very ample cost into a higher papa. But fixed costs are a year, you'll be able to channel the account master. See a body to be sure you see me and say, yeah, and I did it to a bit to your good. Other Beck.
You also for said, I never know, wasn't my said. We were I had my affair, was a walk or dinner. The car, your best and over $2,000. I'm on your show. Therefore, you're behind. So now I'm just a little sick. Say, you continue to your friends. So, seven back. I'm on the lesson. And then, Cocoon, Sunny, and the bit now, Mama says, I do it, dear. And for the miracle. And then for how much you're going to pay. So, now, send me a coffee kind. And then she said, as I said, I saw the idea. So, we didn't necessarily, and as I love the day, why do I say we didn't share with her? I feel now, and then yes, you are any young wine and take it. A beer, me won't get a bar, no one pass on my head. And I'm a fish of France or buy, said the woman who bet Basara side, and also a young Pasocus. It's a good way to describe to say. I'm not like I once ago. So, it's said, to say, baby, a column. And this kind will be a sea. So will be a bank and will be a sort of pound. So, and even answer say, if I say yes, she say, at the end of the day,
就是不缺旅客，我看下我发出来，不缺，我把个真实啊，我还是反对。
这他妈是怕，我们说，也那边看这么，啥的we say bye，the committee are working on it and sana, you decide on that. But and I'm saying we won't see the as leaders, no. Say in a pressure free mobile, we just don't want to ignore it. We want to have discussion with you and see what you think. Say, we PaGAF cover here, you won't solve any issue. But Mama, young farmer penny for now, we won't now we won't know. Now, send your doctor for your kind. Mommy and Yan said, API, we are information of the moment and my elite. Do the money and next year, no? Yeah, back. Maybe might be share might be our hassle. Was what they are few over university. Our hassle. Over university, so university is the board in the room and why. I go to university enough. 18 and I was to be free and the man of the fact.
Thank you very much. Our time is almost gone. So what I will say is that we'll put the location aside for now. And is there any other question on other issues, briefly, before we move on? Yes, and then.
Last year, I can begin to assemble our your members. Now, NASDA and the PaGAF, your watch just said there's some kind of variation. A year, the conflict also other churches, a year, even asset. Meaning, before my year, and second, suggestion, meaning PaGAF as a group, no. And then ye say in Webwa Yenyakasa ye members. Sebeya Sikasema Yeka Mwasem say via Enkoyesa. For example, the beach say credit union. The news I didn't know that. So sorry via a tisa Nasi was central point via PaGAF Ankasa be benefiti efisadi and Western Canon be a very Bobama PaGAF Ankasa just operational cost no be a little bit easier am I? These are the year minister.
You suggestion of the band a good one. But what I would say is that certainly we need to consult. It is a very good idea. But Mecca said, we'll leave it to the next executive to pick it up and get consultation as to how to go about it, the benefits of it, so we will feel. But it's certainly a good idea, a great one. So thank you for bringing it up. And Dr. Fojo is sitting right behind you, and he heard you clearly. So what I will say regarding the funeral dues is certainly it is another issue that will be on the table in our discussions with NASDA. But I can give you some input regarding previous discussions. When we discussed it some time ago, it was clear to us that there could be the possibility that we have two kinds of avenues. There are people who have certainly been contributing to the big contribution, and they expect something to be done for them. So we will leave it to the congregation to say, we want to stick with 20,000 or whatever it is. Those who are not been contributing to that have the PaGAF small amount available to them, and they can say, we want to stick with that. It is small, but it is good enough for us. So, in effect, the discussion so far is we're going to leave it to the choice of the congregations. Do you want to continue to contribute to the big one and access it when the time is due? with everything that is involved in that? Or do you want to be part of the small one that will be small, but probably the headaches of it are also small? So we'll leave it to the congregation. So that's the discussion so far. So hopefully the 12-member committee will have some discussion about that, and certainly I'm sure that the new executive will pick it up and discuss it further. Because these are the two things that I know has been going on regarding that. So you're going to have a choice and say, I want a big one with all the headaches, or I want a small one with less headaches. It will be your choice. So, Elesiama had a question.
Media program I will said it takes a lot of work to produce a program like this. But what I've seen is most of the programs, it can be a part. If you ever a does but at the same time, there were topics in that time most of the stuff that we were talking about revolved around money. Expenses I never have. The question is, there are things that we can learn that we have to touch on most of them. But we have so many things that we can do if we have more time. That will help the church.
Ella, speak up a little bit, please.
Okay, okay. The church said, topics in the war program, no. There are certain topics in here. If we can give more time or spaces for those, that will help the various churches. Because most of our problems, when we come maybe this evening, we'll be trying to raise money. And we are talking about the cost of flying here and the cost of paying for this place. If we are able to deal with some of these things, we'll be able to solve some of the problems that are preventing us from coming to PaGAF and getting PaGAF some good financial footing.
All right, thank you very much for your suggestion. I think one more question, and then we'll sing, and then I'll ask Malcolm to pray for us, and that's it.
PaGAF, NASDAQ, so your members here actually I'm also friends of all high now, for me, if you know about to say, oh, NASDAQ, I ain't say a drew of here. So, we are not here. About 10 years, we need no problem. You know, they have already been addressed with that new set. Come up here announcement, oh, how you said, next year. Yet, any problem. You see, the fact that how I say, yet, I mean, said next year, you're bound. You probably need this up for you.
All right. What I will say to that is, I regret that this kind of confusion will be there. But I can also say that this is a matter that the 12-member committee needs to address very quickly to give you an answer. So that's what I'm hoping for. And like I told you, we have a meeting coming up in 2 days. And this is an issue that should be addressed very quickly. So there's no confusion as to where we go. But all the same, we have to make decisions based on what we have as PaGAF and based on our constitution. So we have to decide right now what we have available to us. But beginning on Monday, we have to, if we are able to move quickly, this will come up and we'll give you an answer. So for now, please stick with us and say, you are PaGAF, and this is what we have. And that's what we're going to use to decide. All right, so I'm going to ask Elder to give us again, we're going to sing, then I'm going to pray for us, and then I'll be.
SDA 559. We'll wait till it comes up real quick. Let's all rise as we sing. 559.
Just a quick announcement. You know, every year PaGAF raise funds. Today we didn't do that. We haven't forgotten that yet. So if you have money for PaGAF, just wait. The new executive plan to travel to every church. So we'll keep the church involved. So if you have any money for PaGAF, don't take it back. We still need it. Then we can show you that the new executive will visit your church to talk about other financial aspects. So I just want to reassure, if you have money for PaGAF, that the Kofi is here, see before you go. If not, we'll meet and talk to your church. Okay. I like those, some people like to leave very early, and there's a coach which will be leaving from here 12:30 a.m. to the airport at Phoenix. So, yes, 12:30 a.m. in the morning. So if anybody is trying to travel to Phoenix Airport to catch a flight, the coach which will be leaving from Flagstaff to Phoenix Airport will be arriving here this morning at 12:30, just after midnight. Please take note that after the consecration service, we need to get ready for the bus. Yes, I think that's correct announcement. The contact Elder Taken if you are one of those members who be traveling. Yes, and after that, Baosa, anyone who wants to prepare secondary school, Baosa, prepare training and secondary school, will be meeting right here after the prayers. Prepare Baosa meeting. Please, feel free to join us.
Since it appears there are some announcements going on, let me just add this so that once we pray, we're done. This spectacle is looking for its owner. I don't know where the owner is, so if it's yours, please come get it. Now, since we arrived here, most of you got parking tickets from me. Most of you haven't settled your bills yet. Please, after dinner, and before we start the evening program, come see me so we can take care of everything so PaGAF can pay the school before we leave. I will be right at the back there. Right at the, sitting on one of those chairs. So just bring your checks, bring your cash, and we'll be good. Thank you.
Please, let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful Sabbath, the messages that we heard, our discussion we've made. We pray that you pour your blessing upon us. Help this organization to grow in unity and strength. Help us to be able to reach out to others from the way we live and the way we talk. As we depart from the service this evening, we are not defined from your presence. Be with us and prepare for the next program. These are many blessings we ask in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you all.